A drive-through viewing in the age of social distancing. This is the InsideEdition.com coronavirus news for April 17th, 2020. A funeral home near Memphis, Tennessee offers families a safe way to pay their last respects. Instead of gathering together in large groups, mourners drive by a window. Some people get out of their cars.
Where a large group of family members can get together and gather, and they're in their automobiles, and everybody's still safe and practicing social distancing.
The space used to be a bank. It's been operating for 3 years, but its business has grown 50% since the pandemic began. The coronavirus has changed the way we say goodbye. The socially distant turnout was massive at an Indiana police officer's service. Police cars lined the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, home of the Indy 500. Breanne Leith was killed last week while responding to a domestic violence call. Hundreds of fellow officers turned out for her live-stream service.
And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors.
Her passing remains a stinging reminder of all the risks those who wear the uniform make every day.
Indiana's governor spoke. He wore gloves. A few months ago, they would have been an unusual sight, but not now.
And while a global pandemic may keep us physically separated today, the sun rose this morning on a city that has come together as one, united in admiration for our fallen hero.
In Pennsylvania, a man's funeral was live-streamed through a tablet. Mourners signed an electronic guest book, and most stayed in their cars. In England, where nearly 13,000 people have died from COVID-19, funeral services are severely backlogged.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
One funeral home that usually handles 50 to 60 services a month reported it recently had over 2 dozen in one day.
It's a blur, to be honest. It's just crazy. All the sensitivity has been taken out of a funeral. There's just, it's unbelievable. I've never known anything like it.
There's always hope that there might not be anyone else that needs our care, but if that's the way it goes, then we're more than happy to go out and help those people.
Funeral home employees must wear PPE, just like healthcare providers, and everybody needs to take special precautions.
There's never a good time to lose someone, but during this period, it just, makes the whole process so much more difficult.
There are nearly 150,000 confirmed deaths worldwide from COVID-19. Inside Edition's Les Trent reports on a sad development in New Jersey.
The gruesome discovery at this New Jersey nursing home is shocking the nation today. Police say they got a tip that there are bodies being stored in a shed here at the Andover Rehab Center. This is the largest nursing home in New Jersey. When they got here, they didn't find any bodies in the shed, but they did find 17 bodies inside of the facility's small morgue. The elderly people here were dying at such an alarming rate, the staff was completely overwhelmed.
The staff is doing the best they can with what they have. Unfortunately, they also have staff that has been overcome by the virus.
So far, 68 COVID-19 deaths have been recorded at the nursing home, including 2 nurses. Family members are distraught. Anita Brown hasn't been able to visit her mother since March 1st.
They called us last night. And they told us that she had a 104 fever and that she had low oxygen. And they weren't going to send her to the hospital. They were just giving her vitamins to boost her immune system.
Now, InsideEdition.com's Joanna Lee shares how the pandemic is affecting a crucial industry in America, trucking.
America depends on truck drivers, now more than ever. But even this vital industry has been affected by the coronavirus. My story is about Armand Jones, a truck driver based on the West Coast who said adapting to the times has been challenging. Armand showed us what life on the road has been like during a time of quarantines and stay-at-home orders. It was a fascinating glimpse at how one of our lifelines is staying afloat.
Finally, Nick Poppy shares a story of how a childhood in quarantine shaped an American hero.
I'm working on a story about Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers, who spent a lot of his childhood in a kind of quarantine. Now, when Fred was a little boy in Western Pennsylvania, he had hay fever, he had trouble breathing, and the air quality there was very poor. So he had to spend a lot of his summers inside. He spent a lot of time making imaginary friends and coming up with puppets and being creative. And it might be said that that experience helped him create his TV show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I spoke to Roberta Schomburg. She's the executive director of the Fred Rogers Center in Western Pennsylvania, and she shared her insights. Why I think this is so cool is that It shows the resilience of the human spirit, and it shows how we can make the best of a not so great situation.
For more on the coronavirus pandemic, visit InsideEdition.com.